Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is my first makeup basket video, my first Shop My Stash video of the year. And before I get started, I just wanted to give a really quick updated vanity tour. I did clean up some things and change some things up, and I wanted to show that to you before we get started. It's not too different, but just a couple additions, and then I'll put you on my tripod and we'll go through my drawers and everything like normal. So this is my desk right here, and that's not too different, but I did do some reorganizing of my drawer right here. So I have 3 box tops, and if you can see, I did take out some of the junk that I had over here, and I turned this big box that I had sideways so I can fit another one in here, and that way I can just have it organized into 3 categories. And I think what I'll do is I'll have like project pan items, things I'm in the process of finishing or whatever in here. I'll have my regular everyday stuff like my eyelash curler, Q-tips, contact stuff, and then like the little things that kind of get lost easily, I'll have them in this little compartment with my scrunchie and my lipstick and my pencil sharpener and stuff back there. And then this middle one will be products that I want to test out or try and play around with for the month, and that way it'll be a little bit more organized, and hopefully I'll be able to just store more in here in general and it won't be as disorganized as it usually gets, because usually by the end of the month it's like a mess and I have to go in and organize it and clean it up before filming my next makeup basket video. And I also wanted to show you my perfume collection here. I did get a couple new perfumes the last couple of months, and I asked for this tray for Christmas, and my sister-in-law and brother were kind enough to get it for me, and that way I can have everything on this beautiful tray. And of course I have my empties basket back here. Real quick, I have the Commodity Gold perfume. I also have the Commodity Orris perfume back there. I have Pinrose Sun Saint, which is amazing. I have a couple Pacifica products back here. I have the Rollerball in Enchanted Woods, and then I have the full size of French Lilac back there. I have the DefineMe Ariel perfume, and then I have Elizabeth and James Nirvana White and Bourbon back here. And I just love having them on display. I think it looks really beautiful, and all of them fit perfectly on that little tray. And previously in this bottom drawer here, I just had like extra storage containers, and it was kind of my catch-all drawer concerning beauty products. And I cleaned that out. I put it somewhere else, the stuff that I didn't need in there somewhere else. And then I put all of my extra skincare products in here, and I do have a random set of lashes too. So I have that in the bottom, and then I moved the lip products up here, and then it did give me an extra drawer, which I turned into another eyeshadow drawer. So you'll see everything once we dig into these later in the video. And I never really talk about what's over in this portion of the vanity. I mean, I just have like papers and extra stuff, like random catch-all things. I have my little scale that I use for project pans. I have that up there, and then down here I keep all of my like extra junk. So these are stuff I reach for every day. Like this is my skincare routine, my sunscreen. I have my foundations that I keep upright, and then I have my setting sprays, some cotton rounds, and then down here I have like micellar water, tissues, hand cream, you know, some backups of products that I have, my face mask, some nail polish stuff in the back. So that's what's in that little drawer. I don't really ever talk about it much. It's usually in much worse shape, but I did go through and organize it finally. So without further ado, let's get started with the rest of the video. Alright, so like I said, this part of the drawer is going to be stuff that's in my project pans or my Pan Those Eyeshadows projects, and I haven't uploaded or published my Partners in Cream or my project pan introduction yet. So some of the products are featured here, but some of them I just am trying to use up and they're not in project pans. For example, I have a Besame under eye setting powder, and I have a lipstick that I'm finishing up that I'm using as a cream blush. Also trying to get some more use out of the Too Faced Ethereal powder, my ABH Dip Brown pomade, you know, this powder foundation. Those are things that aren't going to be in any projects. I'm just trying to finish them. And if you did watch my Pan Those Eyeshadows introduction, you'll know that I'm using these 3 palettes because those are the shades that I randomly chose to work on. Then I have some products over here that'll probably just be staples for the time being. I have a concealer, this Charlotte Tilbury mascara I'm trying to finish, my eyeshadow primer. This is a liner that I use from ABH, some mini highlighters, eyeliners, etc. Just, you know, maybe more boring products that I'll just keep over here. So let's move over to my drawers and pick out some new things to play with. I have a lot of new makeup that came in at the end of last year, and I would like to pick out a few new things. Okay, so drawer number 1, some of my eyeshadow palettes in here. I do have a couple newer eyeshadow palettes that I want to pull in, so I'm not going to grab for any of these right now. So I'm just going to close this, move on to the next one. So these are some of my newer palettes. I have the Jungle Lights palette, the Magic Mini. This one I haven't used yet, and I would very much like to play with it, so I'm gonna pull this out definitely. So the Jungle Lights palette isn't one that I would create a complete look with. I would kind of just use one of these shades to enhance a look that I was already creating. So I'm not going to pull this out, but if I decide to do like a purple or an olive eye look and I want to take it up a notch, I might grab for one of these shades to pat it on the lid. It's really beautiful. I'm just not going to pull it out so I can focus obviously on my Pan Those Eyeshadows Quintet, but also on that Juvia's Place palette. So I'm going to close this one and move on to the next eyeshadow drawer, which is this one. One of the newer palettes I have in here is the Taupes by Juvia's Place, and I did use it a little bit, I think in December or maybe November, and I did like it. I like that the undertones are a little bit more unique to my collection, and the shimmer shades are really pretty, but I'm not going to pull that one out just yet. So let's go to the 4th and final eyeshadow specific drawer in my collection. So this one I changed up a little bit, and I brought in a bigger box to hold like the minis so that they were easier to see spread out. I do have some new mascaras. I'll probably pull one of these in either next month or the month after, because the mascara I have open right now I've had open for a couple months, and the other mascara I have open is like that little mini sample one from Charlotte Tilbury. I did get this as a Christmas gift from my mom. It's not makeup related. This is like a little container for your credit cards and stuff. And I think it's really beautiful, and I think I'm just going to keep it in here for now. It's not really makeup related, and it's not magnetic, so I can't put singles in it as a palette. So that's what that is. And I do have my Sydney Gray singles back here. Those are new. I think from this drawer, I do want to pull out this single from Essence. It's in the shade Zinc About You. This is a really beautiful metallic mauve shade. And I do want to make sure I reach for this because I don't really own a lot of these types of single packaged eyeshadows, and I feel like if I don't make a point to bring it out and focus on it, I am going to forget it exists. And I think that's everything for this drawer. I might reach for this Essence liner or this brown liner from Charlotte Tilbury, but I do want to focus on the one from CoverGirl that I have, maybe use up that one a little bit more quickly, so I'm not going to pull them out all together. I'm just going to keep them in here and reach for them if I decide I want them one day. So that's everything I'm pulling from this drawer. The next drawer is my highlighter drawer. I do have quite a few new products in here. I did do a Black Friday haul video that I put up towards the end of December where I talked about all the things I bought during the holiday sales. I did make one more order right after making that video, and in that order were these 3 mini Becca highlighters. I have Champagne Pop, and then this one is Vanilla Quartz, and then this one is Rose Quartz. And these are all really pretty, and I love the Becca formula, and I've used up a mini of these before and really liked it. I'm gonna pull out one of these, I just don't know which one. Let's see. They're really beautiful. I think I'm going to pull out Rose Quartz. I hear Sarah Rose talk about this a lot. I hear a lot of people talk about this one, so I'm going to pull this one out for whenever I want a more pinky highlight. I'm also almost finished with my Cover FX liquid highlighter drops in the shade Moonlight, and I'm going to want to bring in another liquid highlighter in its place. I think I'm going to try and use the Day Glow from Flower Beauty. I'm going to try to use this like I did my ColourPop Lunch Money highlighter. That one was similar where it was like a cream highlighter in a pot, and I would just use the back of a pair of tweezers to pull out a little bit and mix it with my lipstick to make a cream blush. I am finishing up a lipstick as a cream blush right now, so I think I'm going to try this. I think that's how I'm going to make it work for me, because when I try to just put this on top of foundation, I don't really like the sticky feeling of it. See if it's something that I should keep, because right now I'm still on the fence about it. And I will also pull out this one here from NYX. This is the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator in the shade Gleam. This is a really pretty pinky highlight. I think this will go really nicely with the lipstick that I'm trying to use up as a blush. I do really want to play around with this Flower Beauty highlighter palette. I'll probably pull that in the month after this one. I have one highlighter that is so close to being finished. You'll see in my project pan update. And so hopefully I can finish that one and move it out and focus on some of my newer highlights and play around with them. So I moved my blushes and bronzers into one of the deeper drawers. This used to be my skincare drawer. I moved that down to the bottom. So I have my big Marc Jacobs bronzer in the back, and then I brought in another little basket to hold more of my blushes because I have this cream blush from Charlotte Tilbury and then this older ABH liquid lipstick in the shade Crush that I plan to use as a cream blush. I do have a couple new ones and I would like to bring them out and play with them. I think I'm gonna pull out the Flower Beauty one this month. This is in the shade Spiced Petal. This is a beautiful nudie peachy color with a little bit of brown in it, and I definitely want to try this out a little bit, so I'm gonna pull this out definitely. As for bronzer, I do have a pretty big bronzer in my makeup drawer right now that I'm gonna focus on, so I'm not gonna pull anything for that. So yeah, I think that's everything for this drawer right now. The next drawer is face stuff. And I did bring in quite a few new things over the past couple of months, so this drawer is much fuller than it has been for a while. One product I want to pull out for sure is this Catrice Fresh It Up Moisturizing Primer. This is like a hydrating primer. Definitely going to pull this out. This is the time of year to use these types of products, and I hear that this is very similar to the Smashbox Primerizer. I'm also going to pull out this color corrector by Flower Beauty. This is in the shade Light Peach, and I am using the NYX one right now. That one's gonna be finished probably pretty soon, but I would like to test this out a little bit on my actual under eyes and see if it's a good product, if it's a good alternative to the NYX one, since you can't buy that one anymore. One thing I just noticed is I had that NYX illuminator on the back of my hand and it did dry down, so that's good. That's a great sign. I love highlighters that dry down. For foundation and setting spray, these are the three products I'm going to focus on. The Urban Decay Naked Skin, the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie, this one's almost finished, and then the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set Spray. So the very last drawer is lip products, and I did bring in quite a few new lip products in over the past couple months, so I did have to do some reorganizing. I still have my lip pencils in this bottom portion, my liquid lipsticks over here, but I moved all of my glosses and like lip balms, tinted lip balms, etc. into this portion, and then in here I have most of my bullet lipsticks. I do have a couple tinted lip balms in here as well from Catrice, and then back here I have my backup lip balms. I just like to have a bunch of them on hand because I go through them pretty quickly, so I have those sitting in the back. I want to pull out one of these Tower 28 lip glosses. This one is in the shade Fearless. They're all clear lip glosses. They have a tint in the tube, but they don't actually really show up like that on the lips. I want to pull this one out and play with it. I want to pull out the ColourPop Lippy just a tint in the strand. And I do have a Charlotte Tilbury lip bath somewhere. I don't know where that is. It might be over on my nightstand or somewhere, but I'm going to pull that one out too. As for lip liners, I have two nude lip liners, the one in Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury and the one from NYX in the shade Bed Rose. I'm going to use those, but those are already in my makeup drawer. For lipsticks, I think I'm gonna pull out this one from here. This is from Flower Beauty. This is the replacement one that they sent me recently. I ordered the shade Naked Blush, and when I tried it on, it smelled horrible and it tasted bad, like it was expired. And so they sent me another one, and honestly it doesn't have any scent, like it doesn't smell like vanilla or anything, but it still kind of smells like the other one, not nearly as strongly though. So I'm just wondering if that's just how it smells. So I'm gonna test this out, see if it has the same weird taste as the other one did. It's such a beautiful color, and it's a really nice formula from the little bit of time that I wore it, so I'm really hoping I can make it work, because I do think it would be a really nice nude lipstick for me. I'm also gonna pull out my Perla mini liquid lipstick from Stila. This is just one of my favorite lip colors I have, and I wear it a lot. And I imagine I'll pair it a lot with some of the eyeshadows that are in my Pan Those Eyeshadows Quintet. So I'll pull this one out as well. Let me do some swatches of these, huh? So Perla is just like a gorgeous nude mauve for me. And then the Flower Beauty lipstick, like I said, is like almost exactly the same color as my lips. The ColourPop Just a Tint is maybe a little bit more pink than the Naked Blush shade, and it has more of a glossy finish. And then the Tower 28 lip gloss, like I said, it looks purple in the tube, but it is more clear. And then the 2 lip liners I'm pairing it with are Bed Rose on the bottom from NYX, and the one above it is Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. So those are the lip products I'll pull out and put in my drawer, but if I decide to create a look and I want to wear one of the reds or a purple or one of these other random colors, I'll just pull them out individually and then put them back. I won't put them specifically in my drawer. So that's everything that I'm pulling out. Let me put it in my Shop My Stash, my everyday makeup drawer, organize it a little bit, and then show you what I'm working with for the month of January. Alright, so that's everything I'm playing with. I'm excited to have like a new products section. I think that's going to keep it really fresh, like in my mind. It'll give me a chance to focus on and finish the older products in my collection and not neglect them, but always have something new to play with, something new to keep it exciting and kind of break me out of the routine that I tend to fall into. Just rearranging a few drawers and organizing and minimizing where I can has made me feel so much better about my collection and about reaching for everything, and it just looks so much neater. It's really what I needed to start the new year fresh. I will be sure to give you reviews on all the new things I tried, and if I have any empties to share, I will share that in my next update in my February makeup basket video. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!